When does loving yourself become the wrong thing to do? When does loving yourself turn into selfishness? It's when we misunderstand what the term self-love actually means. When we're talking about self-love, we're talking about making sure we are meeting our core fundamental needs. Because if we are not meeting our core fundamental needs, then it is going to negatively affect how much we have to, it's going to impact how much we have to give to others. Okay, so self-love is super important. But what are the basic needs? There's three. There might be more, but there's three main ones that come to mind. Physical exercise, taking care of your body that way, emotionally checking in with yourself regularly, and then being serious about having meaningful spiritual rituals. And you can combine those in this really beautiful, like hour, maybe a little bit longer, hour and a half practice, bare minimum 30 minutes though. And so these are the core fundamental needs of every human being. When does that become the wrong thing to do? Well, if I believe that my needs are golfing for 5 hours every other day or a few times a week, instead of, helping my partner clean the house or spend time with the kids or spend time spending time giving to other people, then it's not like those things are wrong. But what we see happening is we see this great shift of people starting to believe that their needs are, for example, golfing for hours and hours and hours, or video games for hours and hours and hours, or these don't fall into these base needs of like a little bit of exercise, emotionally checking in, and spiritual connection. Why is there such a big shift of people becoming more selfish? Is basically what we're talking about, and using self-love and confusing that with actual selfishness. Well, selfishness at its core is a unconscious belief that my wants are more important than other people's. What I want is way more important than what other people want, and that's just false. It's equal. This pursuit of self-love, if it's done in the wrong way, it's never going to, no matter how much they golf, no matter how much they love themselves, it's just not going to be enough. Usually we're not aware of this when we're doing it, but one of the quickest practices that can help you begin to not only see this, but to start to fill that hole more is having a really meaningful spiritual practice.